Plastic bags may soon be a thing of the past, with the government considering plans to ban them by the end of the year. Australia uses about 4 billion plastic bags a year, with most of them ending up in landfill. Environment Minister Peter Garrett admits the ban wouldn't solve our pollution issues, but it would be a start.
Well, I reckon this is something that Australians are ready for. Other countries are looking at it, some are doing it. I reckon we can do it as well, and working cooperatively with the states, cooperatively with retailers, with good public support, we can find a way of doing the sort of things that we need to do in life. We go to the shops, we come back, but we don't need to have tens of millions of these plastic shopping bags fouling up our environment.
The idea has the backing of environmentalists, but not the major supermarkets. The Australian Retailers Association believes the current system of voluntary compliance should remain.
And joining us now in the studio is Jon Dee from Planet Ark. John, thanks for coming in. Firstly, when you hear a figure of 4 billion plastic bags a year, is it even an option that we've got to do something about that?
Absolutely. And if you think about it, when we began this campaign 5 years ago, we were using 6.9 billion plastic bags. So the public have got very enthusiastic about reducing plastic bag usage. You just have to go to any supermarket and see people using green bags. We've seen a move from retailers towards using paper bags made here in Australia. So there is some real progress being made, but the voluntary approach just isn't working. We are still using 4 billion plastic bags a year, and we need to follow the approach taken in other countries to either ban them or to put some kind of levy charge in place on those plastic bags.
I think sometimes you just forget to take them. I know I sometimes think, oh no, I've left the bags at home, or they're in the car, or you just don't have them at your fingertips. But I guess if you ban plastic bags, you've got no alternative, so people are going to really get with the program.
Well, look, a good example here is Aldi. They're the fastest growing supermarket in Australia, and they charge for plastic bags, and they always have done. And if you go to their store, everyone always brings their own reusable bag because they know they will save money. And if you look at people like Bunnings, they've charged 10 cents for each plastic bag, and that's reduced their usage by 99%. So charging for bags in Australia has been shown to work.
Is that a preferred approach to you? Would you prefer to see just a levy put on it and that money perhaps directed into environmental funds, or do you think a political ban on it is a better option?
There are two ways to go. What the government are going to look at, and I think the decision will be taken around March, is they're looking at a levy or a ban. Now, a levy, we know that it works in Ireland. They put a levy there and it reduced plastic bag usage by 90%. And where plastic bags have been charged for here, it's worked extremely well. The other alternative, of course, is what we've seen in towns like Coles Bay and many other towns around Australia where it's been totally banned and you can't get plastic bags in any outlet, and you get the reusable bags or the paper bags, which often are made in Australia. And I think both of them have very strong merits to them, but at the end of the day, they both significantly reduce plastic bags.
As long as they do one of them, right?
Absolutely. I think that's the key thing. And the good news is, with Peter Garrett saying that they are going to phase it out at the end of the year, the issue now really is, what are they going to do? Is it going to be a levy or is it going to be a ban? Either way, big environmental result.
We've been polling this all day, and it's coming out about 50-50 on whether people would support it. 4 billion bags, it's still a big inconvenience, isn't it, for some consumers?
Well, what's interesting is that when you look at towns like Coles Bay, where they have banned plastic bags in all the shops, people have very quickly got used to the alternative. We have only been using plastic bags now for about 40 years or more, so it's just a matter of going back to the way we used to handle food waste in the past, putting out newspaper on the table, putting your food scraps in, wrapping it up. Simple things like that can make a real difference, but I think Australians have shown they're willing to reduce it, and I think the public will get behind it.
John, 4 billion plastic bags, most of which end up in landfill. How big an environmental problem is that?
It's a significant one. Those 4 billion plastic bags ending up in landfill in the environment, just, a gale or a strong gust of wind at landfill sites will blow thousands of plastic bags out into the community, where they end up in oceans and waterways, where they really harm marine life and other animals such as cows and calves that live and breed near landfill sites. So it's very, very important that we get rid of those 4 billion. And I think the key thing is this: if China, who every 2 days use the same amount of plastic bags that we use in a year, they've decided to stop giving away free plastic bags by June. If they can do it on that scale, given that we've been reducing our bag use for 5 years, I think that getting rid of ours by the end of this year, it's nothing compared to what the Chinese are doing. I think we can do it.
That's a good sentiment. Jon Dee from Planet Ark, we do appreciate you coming in to talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you.